Hello and welcome to the Arc review vlog for Hunter x Hunter. I suppose it was Heavens Arena Arc. Now, thinking back on this arc, I am actually a bit surprised to come to the conclusion that it was actually a training arc. At least that's how I'd classify it. Though, I suppose nobody would argue with that, as it was rather blatantly obvious that Killua and Gon were just practicing Nen during the arc. And I find that actually quite intriguing that the show was able to obfuscate that fact. That it was a training arc and it didn't feel like it. Usually arenas are not used for training like this. Or at least from my knowledge. And I found it to be a rather intriguing choice. As now the training felt rather realistic, believable, and made sense. And surprisingly enough, even though it was rather convenient for them to run into Wing, well, that is pretty cool that they even ran into him. And the Nen aspect of the show so far is very cool. I really do like it, as it does remind me of just basic key practice from, well, quite a lot of traditions from the East. And I find it intriguing as it does follow those, and it really does reflect on those quite a bit, and the culture can be clearly seen in the show. However, it doesn't use the Nen as a basic way that ki is used in most shows to pump up your strength or use magic or anything like that. Although it kind of works like magic, but not exactly like that. It isn't just a basic power-up, although the aspects that, was it Ten and Ren, both of those aspects kind of resemble that actually. You increase your defense and your strength. Kind of. That isn't exactly how it works, but that's how that's kind of the basic idea that I got from it at the beginning, and I'm very glad to say that the show doesn't go in that direction at all. Instead, their fights are very, 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 very different from usual shonen where they just go out and fight each other, like just flat out punching. And even the final fight with Hisoka turned out to be Gon versus Hisoka, right? Naturally. That turned out to have a lot of intriguing possibilities, and it was a lot more complicated than normal fights. And it had a lot of interesting tactics, strategies, and the Nen was incorporated in the battle very magnificently. And the moment when Gon landed the punch on Hisoka, so satisfying. And Hisoka turned out to be, like, the fact that Hisoka even appeared in the area, it made sense. And it was threatening as all hell. And I like it. I like it a lot. It was really cool. I hope that we get to see the Heavens Arena later on, because it turned out to be rather interesting. And, well, there would be some climbing to do still left, so, you know. Now, what I specifically noted about this episode or this arc, is how classical story structure it follows. Like, it follows such an intriguing classical story structure, except cutting out the last part, and that is like Gon loses against Guido, that guy who used the spinning tops. I can't exactly remember the name, but whatever. He lost against him, learned about secret power and incorporated it into his techniques, and then beat him. And afterwards, he challenged the big bad, and then he lost. And after that would come another training arc, and then he would beat him. But that's for the future. And I like how actually classical it is when you take it apart like this. However, it felt very, very unique and different, because they didn't really, like, the show didn't focus on the battles, and the training was really quite, like, it didn't focus on the really, really straightforward way that fights are usually portrayed in battles, and how training is usually portrayed in shows. Like, it focused more on the experience, emotions, and, like, the interactions between characters. It focused on the more subterfuge part of the show, a lot of the intrigue that the show has. And in that way, it didn't become boring at any point, even though it was kind of rehashing the same points. kind of, not exactly, don't take that wrong, but you know, it's interesting how the show managed to talk about some very mundane subjects such as training and normal battles, and even the normalest battle, which was Killua versus, Gon versus Hisoka, which turned out to become just almost basically a punching match. It incorporated the whole Nen into it so that it didn't become boring at all. And we learned Hisoka's power, which turned out to be really spectacularly interesting. It isn't the most exactly unique power. I've seen that kind of attraction power, and basically it's just kind of like a false move object. But besides that, like, it's really interestingly incorporated into the show, and the application of it was it was so amazing, especially against when Hisoka was fighting against that other guy. It was so well incorporated into it. We also learned some basic character development for Gon and Killua, and my goodness, those two are so in love with each other. At least Killua is. And Hisoka turned out to be a huge pervert. I don't mind it as it makes him stand out, and it makes him a lot more disturbing, but whatever. I like it. I like the episode, or the arc, just in general, quite a bit. And I like the basic principles of the Nen, as they do provide quite a lot of potential. And then we learn more about how it is usually practiced, and just a lot more. And there seems to be a far more, like there are still quite a few things we don't know about it, which provides a lot of opportunities for the future. So yeah, this arc was freaking amazing, and it turned out to be a training arc. And it didn't feel like a training arc at all, even though they did train all the time. And it was done so well. Well, I'm interested to see where the show will be going right now, as we are approaching the part where, or rather, Gon and Killua will go to the Whale Island and talk with the Gon's caretaker, whose name I can't exactly remember. And this arc is apparently going to last 9 episodes, which is surprisingly short. I mean, wait a minute. Did I look at that wrong? I looked at that all wrong. Because this arc is going to last up... What? Really? Is this arc really going to last, like... Holy crap, this arc is going to last, like, 21 episodes. I don't know where this show is going, but it's freaking amazing. So I'm intrigued to see. And I really want to see when Gon and Killua will meet up with the rest of the gang, Kurapika and Leorio again, because I just want to see more of Kurapika, honestly, so... Not that I mind. Killua is freaking amazing. And I kind of want to see what the Phantom Troop will do. Now, I do have a problem with the show in the fact that it doesn't seem to have any central storyline yet. They do have goals set in the future, and those will do something at some point, and we do have a general structure for the story, and it isn't certainly scatterbrained, but there's a lot of foreshadowing for the future, but there isn't like a huge overarching goal. But that's not bad, because the show actually does like do that kind of foreshadowing and build up and all the fun stuff. So I thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you in the episode which will be posted later today. We will be beginning the next arc, and I can't remember the exact name of it. Actually, I don't know the name of it. Well, whatever. Thank you very much for watching. It has been my pleasure as per usual. So I'll hope to see you all in the next video. Have a great day and stay awesome. Gammu out.